Hello you, welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2, our challenge mode park here, Fairview Lake, where we've started working on the very early beginnings of a western area, which we're going to continue today with the station of Gold Rush. I've actually switched these out to a proper sit down, the newer version sit down with the lap bars. Rode a couple of these at the weekend actually, went over to Canada's Wonderland, my local park here in southern Ontario, and we went for the Halloween Haunt event, where you could ride some coasters in the dark and do some of the scary mazes. It was lots of fun, and yeah, both Behemoth and Leviathan have this kind of seat, although I think Behemoth has like the staggered one where it's like two and then the next two sort of sit back a little, but yeah, this is much more suitable for the hypercoaster. It's not going to be a ridiculous stand-up thing that will probably break your legs there, so thanks for all the feedback on that. Alright, we're going to crack on with the building. We're going to base this a little bit off the grist mill at Dollywood, and we're going to start by coming into here and attach scenery on the grid, and we want some like a rough brick. Let's see. Yeah, why are we not getting... Oh, sorry. We don't want attached scenery. That's attaching stuff to the cart itself. We want the aligned scenery with station. There we go. And there we can search brick, and we should get the gridded pieces as well. That's great. So I think we want to go for the one that's a little bit more sort of... Yeah, there's this one. Let's have a look at what our options are. Townhouse brick is actually pretty nice, but it's a bit more sort of formal. We want to go for a bit more of a rough brick, so maybe a stone is better. Let's see, because we'll settle in on this. There's that one that's more like a castle stone. It's got to be another like rough stone option. I think one of the Viking walls will probably be just right. Let's see if we can narrow some of these down a bit by going here. There we go. Alright, let's go right into the bottom. Yes, Viking stone. Okay. So honestly, like actually, either of those is quite nice. Can this one change colour? And this one can change colour. So, yeah, actually, maybe go this one. I want to kind of bring it more into like a yellow stone. Pardon the pun. Which I think we'll go for this one. So this is Viking stone wall. Okay. And then we'll just take each of these down a touch. That tan is a little bright. It's okay for a... yeah, that's nice. I like that. Whereas the tan is actually the main point. I do quite like that, but the other colours just bring in the tone down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to come out to here. I actually want to try and build this whole building into this space, I think, is the way to go. So we'll take that there. Oops. Actually, yeah, we want it there. So we'll bring that round. Okay. Obviously not that one. Okay, so that is good for the base. We're going to want the Viking stone wall. We want this one of it. There we go. Just to help the coaster out. There we are. And then probably the 2-meter wall underneath that. Actually, that looks like it needs quite a bit more. This is actually going to go into some water here. But we'll take this all the way down for now. We might adjust that. But otherwise, that's pretty good. Okay. And then we'll... Oops. Okay. Now, if we come out of this, are we still on the station? No, we're not. That's good, because what we actually want to do is, even though it's lined up with the station, we want to bring it down so it's not clipping through the paths there. And we don't mind a little bit of issues here, because we're going to use that as some trim. So that's fine. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Alright, so now let's come back into this station and find a nice wood. Probably actually one of the OG Western ones will be good, because it'd be nice to be able to use some of these as well. So this is wood plank wall. Okay, so we do something like this. I don't know whether we want the station to even really be open. Maybe we actually just do a whole indoor station. Yeah, I think we'd probably do a whole indoor station. So we'll actually come a little higher on these. There we go. And then that's just basically got to go there. That would also be there, there. Here we'll do a variant in the wall. And then do we have the off-grid pieces of these to match? We do. That's great, because what we're going to do is use those here. There we go, just line that up for a moment. There we go. Okay. Alright, so there and there. Take both of those back. And I suppose we need that to be just peeking out of there. That's good. And then one of them here. Let's neaten up that spot, but we'll actually have it open on the other side. Okay, so that's going to be the base size for that, I think. And then what we'll do, let's try to think how we can sort of vary the roof pieces up. So if we go from there, is that right? Yeah. So if we just go 2 like that, and that's going to be a roof. Oh, that's the wrong piece of wood. Let's see, where are you? Oh, come on, why wasn't that placed there? There we go. Okay, so that's one. So now we need a bit of a variation there. There we go. And this is going to be a very sort of classic first thing you build in Planco type build, but I'm okay with that. Like when we're working at this kind of pace to get stuff done in an episode, we have to just take the edge off the build a little bit. Do we like that? Oh yeah, that's probably better, isn't it? And then we'll have to use that ceiling, that roof even. That's a good start to give us a nice little overlay. Does it stack okay? Annoyingly not. Well, it might still work. Let's see. If not, we can do a lot of this sort of stuff ourselves by taking it off the grid. Oh, it's actually slightly raised as well. No, I think we'll just go back to how we were, and we'll do this ourselves. Okay, so yeah, I think that's going to be the shape we end up with for the building itself. Let's just get the 2 meter one to cap that off. There we go. Okay, and now the next thing we have to do is the interior, because it gets very difficult to do once the exterior is done. I don't know why we've got a gap there and there, but that's fine. We'll just add some beams in. Beam rules. Okay, path then. Let's see if we can neaten up the path. Paths. Stamp square. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll bring it down smaller. But we want the style to be this. And we should be able to do that. Merge setting is disabled. Well, we want merge setting on, actually. And then, I can never remember, it's one or the other. Let's turn that off. Does that get rid of the... Okay. Okay, well, that makes it one long beam at least, so... That's fine, I guess. So, Q then. Q path. We don't have this brick. Oh, we do have this brick pattern. Okay, so let's go there. and then say railings off, foundation off, curb off, and then come here and can we match that up? So apart from a color shift, which we can totally fix, that's actually pretty good. So because they're different paths, we will have to go in and grab that there. So path area is this color. Now we can come to Q, change it there, and paint it. Lovely. So we get a little bit of funk here where the fence plays up, but otherwise that's nice now. That's nice and much more open. So let's go to just find a nice plain fence piece. Probably just the... I mean, we could go a little themed and do some western fencing, but I think we're probably better off just using a nice play. Oh, there's that one. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good solid fence, but also has a bit of theming. So we'll use that. We will take the colour down a little, though. I think this wood is maybe a little dark, but we'll use it as a base. This should all be on this grid anyway. There we go. Okay. So we'll bring that to there, and then lighten it to where we want it. That's good. Let's see. Maybe we have a little bit of colour on this top piece. That's cute. Okay. That down. Go. Take it into the wall. Probably shrink it down just slightly. We want it to be like there. I don't mind it being in the wall there. There we go. And that's good. There is a smaller piece of it, which I think could be useful here. Yeah, and then we'll take that to there. And then the exit is somewhere around here. We'll just, if they clip a little, that's not the worst thing in the world. We'll place that there. That looks like a lot more sense. Okay, let's get some westerny stuff in here to kind of theme the gap. I do prefer the Viking barrel. That's the new one. Just like texture wise, it's a real big jump up, to be honest. I'll do a little bit of those. And some chests. Oh, what are they called? Crate? Yeah, there we go. Shipwreck crate. That's a good start. There we go. A couple of those. And a Viking one as well. Now, do we have hay? Yes, we have a hay bale. That's great. There we go, and then we'll just take a bit of that. Actually, yeah, a couple of lines down like that would be pretty good. Nice. And then finally, a little lamp, a little western lamp. There's a few. Those are good. There we go. And then what about some picks? Because this is meant to be a mining themed ride after all. With Gold Rush. So a few of those around, but away from people so they can't actually get stabbed by that super sharp bit. Okay, nice. A little bit of light theming in there, that's good. And then we need some beams. So let's see. Maybe those new ones we got. What were they called? The ones we got. I mean, these are all good. This is nice. Actually, no. These ones are probably pretty good if we bring the color lighter. Let's have a look. Yeah, I like that actually. So there definitely has to be one there. Okay, well, is that what it is? And really make these a big feature of the space, I think. There we are. And then a slightly longer one, we'll shrink it down a little, turn it 180. Put it at an angle, and then put it on the grid movement, and we can go boop, and boop. There we go, that's good. And then we'll take all of that, copy it to here. There we go. And then here we'll move this one. We don't really want it pointing out there just yet. We might. It's not a terrible idea, but I think we're probably better just shrinking it down a little. Actually, no. Do you know what? It would make sense to poke through that. Yeah, that's actually okay. Okay. So we'll go there. There. Oh, actually no, because that's going to be covered by roof. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. That's okay. Okay, there, and then there we go. Okay, so that's that, and then here we would just like some lamps hanging from it. I don't know what lamp we've got that will hang nicely. That's also Western. I mean, there is these ones. Yeah, I think. They're just not very big, are they? You know. I do like that one though. Maybe just shrink it up a bit. Put some chain on it. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Remember that once we throw a lid on this, it's not going to be very visible anyway. That's probably fine. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, and then we need a little bit of framing around these doors. Although it needs to be much smaller. Let's change that beam to the smaller one. There we go. Do that. Actually, before we do that, let's turn it. Shrink it a little. Oh, it doesn't really go much smaller. Okay. Is that the smallest one? I think it probably is, isn't it? Oh no, there we go. That's no good. Yeah. Okay, well let's just have those for now. Roll up to here. There we go. Okay. That one shrunk down. Will it go a little smaller? Just. There we go. I think that's what we probably have to do then. Yeah, that looks good from there. Okay, so we'll say that's fine for the interior. Like I say, this is one of those ones that we never really see back inside of once it's all closed up. So just something so that just when you get a little glance in there, you can see that it's not just an empty box, you know. Okay, let's have a look at some tile roof then. So the keep tile is probably a bit too fancy. I think, yeah, that hexagonal pattern is a bit too. There's that one, which is probably the one we go for. This one is too big a tile. It's more like a marble. This one, yeah, that's the townhouse one, isn't it? Oh, it's Viking. Okay. So wooden tile. Yeah, I think this is the one we go for. And it actually does already provide itself a lip, so that's good. I don't know why it's... I don't know why it lips like that though. Is that, am I using the wrong one? Should it be that one? Yeah, probably should, shouldn't it? It's weird though. It is actually different, yeah, okay. Well, that's fine. We can add our own trim. Probably a better thing to do anyway. Okay. Alright, and then I think what we're going to do here is just turn this into a roof like that. Which can then have this on it. Let's have a look at that. That looks good to me. And then, yeah, I think there is edge pieces here, isn't there? This 2 meter, 1 meter, I think is what we need. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's perfect. That there, and then all the way down here. Okay. Oh, and then here we said we were going to do something. So does that just come to there? No, I think a little sort of porch-looking spot would be cool here. So let's have a look at some wooden floor. That's actually pretty good. Probably needs the edge taken out the wood. My goodness, hold on. Let's start here. Oh, it's actually already like that colour. It's just much more vibrant, isn't it? I actually want it to be more somewhere like that. Okay. Fence. Fence is listed somewhere else. They are. Okay. Now there's a nice sort of fancier looking Oh no, it was what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking the one that we got from the spooky pack in the first game, actually. Would have been good here. But we could probably make something like this work with a little bit of adjustment to the trim. So if we go there with that, hide the filigree. Actually, that works quite well. I'm just going to something like this to scale it up a little. Yeah, that's good. And then bring those over. Okay, that gives us that. I think that probably still needs a little roof on it though. So if we go into pillar, bring in that classic wooden one. What's this? What wood is this? 443322. I feel like that's completely different. Let's run more like there. I'm not super good at this kind of thing, but I could tell that was different. Okay, I'm going to bring that so it just covers the pillar there. Make it a little bigger just to help ourselves out. There we go. Let's do every other one. And take these back to here. Here. And then down to there. And then we'll do some... Where's that one corrugated piece that's off the grid? It's really good. Let's find you. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. Oops. Oops. We're on the other selection there. That's okay. In fact, let's do it like that so it pokes through. And we'll stagger that. There we go. And there. Across there. Take those back in. Oh, we can get these lined up, that'd be good. There's that. Just enough, perfect. Okay, so what we'll do now is take those two, put them under, and then we'll grab and I'll just quickly change some colours. Those two. Sure. Nice. That looks good. Adds a bit of mix up to it. Does that not get copied, or is it just that low? There we go. Right. You watch me not be able to click this now. Where is it? There. There we go. Up to that. Great. Excellent. Now, I don't think we have anything like a chair, rocking chair. That'd be really great. There's a few things that would probably work. Yeah. Oh, that's the spell chair, right. There's a lifeguard chair, that's it. Okay, cool. I could sit and make one if I had the time, and this was more of a sort of scenery focused series, but I don't think we are. So I think we'll stick to what we know. And get a few barrels around the place. And a couple of these. Oh, they're floaty. I'll fix that. There you go. That'll do for now. And then we just need a door on that. Definitely got a western door. Some of the western doors used to be like the best in the game. I mean, they're still pretty solid. But for like scale and plainness, it was very often western door was where we went. There we go. Okay, and then a window. And the same sort of thing as well. Western windows were nice and plain. There we go. So let's take the brown from here. Oh yeah, 443322. Yeah, it's dark on anything but that, isn't it? So we'll lighten them up a little bit. Okay. I think we get these along here. Oops. Probably good to do a little bit of a trim fix there and there. If you're ever looking for like how to really start to make a building pop, it's usually things like that will really do it. Okay, so remind me what this was again. Viking stone wall. Now I don't think there's a pillar that we can use here. Yeah, it's this very fancy looking one, but maybe in the right colours that would be okay. The other thing to do would be just to trim it out with this, just sticking out. That's fine as well. Just kind of put a bit of support there. Yeah, happy enough with that. I don't think I can change the colour of this to be where we want it to be. Maybe I can. Oh yeah, that's not too bad actually. Yeah, we'll do that. Little extra trim on the bottom there. Doesn't hurt anyone. Okay, and then we'll just do a little planting there and there. So I don't want to worry too much about this stuff because for the most part it isn't actually going to be seen much behind plants. So yeah, we'll leave it off the balcony there as well. Alright, so that's that bit. Good. Okay, so I think what I would like to do is have this grid be half that. Yeah. And then, yeah, do that. So the problem is this is probably going to mess up the inside because it'll give us stuff there that isn't really worked into. But it is what it is. Okay. Wood wall. Modern wood, no, it's not that. What is it called? Wood plank wall. Okay. What have we got here then? There's this piece. Which is pretty good. That needs to go into there. Yeah, I like that. We can make that work. So if we actually get rid of these pieces, we could just use the larger. Yeah, we can just use this one. That's fine. Yeah, to there. Then, does this have the right angle? That's going to be the question, because we want to get a roof on this as well. So yeah, it looks like that's close enough. So if we go there, and there we go. And then whatever roof we put in here, which is wood tile roof. Oh, hold on, don't go too far. There we go. Oops. Oh, it's my. Oh yeah, this. And we make this work. It needs to go there. Yeah, it doesn't really, just because that is its own thing. So if we do that, bring it out. Yeah, never mind. Instead, we'll just delete that and that. We'll duplicate that. Oops. Get it on the right grid. And then duplicate this. There we go. That's still nice. It's got that little trim there. Hey, that looks good. Oh wow, it really zooms out. Okay, we'll take one of you. Put it in there, and then one of you. As soon as you become, that was all off kilter. Oh yeah, look at that, it's off. Okay, what about here? What? Wooden pillar 4 meter in this colour. We'll just start again. Wooden pillar 4 meter plane. That's better. Okay, here we go. So it tucks underneath the roof there. No. Okay, well, we'll bring attention to it then. No, that's fine. Yeah. And say it there. Bring it up to there. And that window down to join it. That's fine. Okay, there we go. Started to just break up the shape, you know, just editing the big open walls to take away some of that real flatness. Bring in some fun stuff. Okay, and over here. It's going to cause a problem inside. I think we're okay. So let's go there. Oops. Duplicate that one. Oops. There we go. So there. I think we're going to have to really bring that up. Oops. There we go. That's it there. And I think this needs some bigger beams here on the edge of this. So for now, we'll just take this across to there. Yeah, but I actually think this needs more like this kind of beam in the window. Here. Let's take you, and you. That's good. Okay. And then one more of you up here. And you. So duplicate you here. Split this from the building. Sink it in so we get a nice overhang. There we go. Oops. And then we can take you all up to there. You might as well carry on down. This side it probably doesn't line up. No, that's okay though. So we'll take that to there. And then we'll 45 angle it. Get it on there. We go. And then we really starts to lean into the barn look now, you know. There we go. And then this will have a big sign on it saying mining company or something like that. We'll figure that out in a moment. I think we need to do the same that we just did there with this one. So split it. Oops. There we go. A little bit, just a tad, just to take the edge off it. There we go. Yeah, that instantly looks better. Okay. Yep, that's good. All right, let's see what else we have. I think we probably do chimneys. We have a lot of chimneys to choose from now. Look at that, my word. So there's these townhouse ones. They're a bit like higgledy-piggledy. I kind of like those. Or there's the lime ones. And then there's the metal ones. I think we use both. I think we use a lot of the metal ones, but then I think we also kind of go for some of these chimney ones as well. These townhouse ones, excuse me. We'll shrink them down a little bit. Actually, size-wise, they're pretty good. Brick-wise, it's a little off, but I think we can probably make it work by giving them all the same sort of tan. There we go. And then you must be that, which would probably better come into more of that sort of tone. There we go. Okay. So we'll move that. This. Oh, my goodness. This is one of the ones where it's just going to stick through upstairs, but it is what it is. Actually, it might be better there. Yeah, that's good. And then, actually, maybe even just two of them. With the second one go into that thing. There we go. Yep, that's good. And then a load of these. Oops. That one, oops, come out of there. Yeah, that's good. I mean, maybe that's enough actually. I don't get too much. It starts looking a bit cartoony. You want it to look a little over the top, but for the most part, I think that's fine. Yeah, that's good. We're going to come into here and do a little bit of work around this. Oh, would you want to do that, or do we want to put some stone there? Yeah, maybe stone. We've got this. We actually used this darker brick here, didn't we? Look, we didn't change the colour. Do we like the tan? I'm not sure. Maybe it's a bit too bright. It's easy enough to take the edge off. If we want to, though. Okay, so let's go to text. This is definitely a good thingy font. So what should we call this? Let's call it... I wanted to go like real obvious classic type name. So how about Yosemite Mining Company? I don't even know if they mine in Yosemite, probably not. But to me, as a non-American, that sounds like super American. So we bring this into here. There we go. And underneath, come up for that slightly darker, and oops, company. And Arcturus is the right font. So I wonder if there's another one that's similar in that it's, yeah, there we go. So it's serifed. There we go. And then they both just sort of sit in that space nicely. That's good. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Okay, let's get some groundwork in here then. So let's come back up to these bricks and basically do the same thing we did over there here. We didn't cover up the edge, did we? Ah, we've faked the edge with that. Okay, so that needs to go like there. And it's okay that it covers up this path, I think. And that's fine that brick becomes the wall there. I don't mind that at all. Let's take that up. Actually grow that a little. Yeah, that's good. What else have we got here? It's mostly these pieces. Oops. Down. There we go. And then we'll have, I think we'll probably take this brick and carry it on over there, but for now, I think this piece carries on being the one we use. Yeah, that's good. And then take that one. Just it's doing so much good coverage. This size of rock. And there. And relay, because this is not really a scene area. We'll probably end up covering it in some tree anyway. That can go there. Okay, and then take a few here and just sort of ease the transition a little bit. I mean, this is, I do like this one as a flat rock. Like, I think it looks good. I'm careful not to overuse it, but I do actually think it's the way to go here. There, yeah, I think that's good. And then we'll do a few cacti at the front of it. So copy these over. Because this is going to be like the big view, you know, as the coaster comes out of the station. a lot of photos taken and stuff, so we want it to look good. Yeah. That's probably fine. Maybe a couple of these. Somebody mentioned using the creosote bushes as like tumbleweed, which I think is a really great idea actually. So we'll probably look at doing that in the future as well when we theme the queue line. Okay. Terrain, paint. I'm pretty sure we've used pebbles here. Yeah. Give that sandy look to it. But then we'll go into gravel back here where we'll actually plant some trees. Okay, and then let's go and get some thin trees. It covers up that Yosemite sign, but it needs something here. So maybe we'll bring them that way so you can still see the sign. Maybe that needs to happen. Yeah, that's good. We still want that Yosemite sign seen. And then terrain-wise here. Okay, yeah, a little bit. So there. But we'll smooth it. Smooth. With. Oh, that is a good intensity. Wow. It's just taking a long time to smooth. Okay. Because we do want water here. We want the we want the water wheel on the back of this as something to look at as you pull into the station. That was my thinking behind it. So let's do here. We can all get adjusted later on, but just to give us an idea of what that's going to be like, we'll lock all this in with some water here. Natural water. Boop. There we go. Okay. Oh. I mean, we didn't aim for a splashdown, so well, we might have to go a little lower with the water. That's... Yeah, okay, well, we could tweak the ride. Actually, I like it being close to the water. But yeah, maybe... Oops. If we do that a little, just to take the edge off. That's fun. Yeah. I'll have to get tested again. It can go around. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and we're coming to here. Let's just duplicate that. Okay. Water wheel. So there's a few now. There's the water. This one was from Fairy Tale, I think. There's this little one with like pots on it. Well, there's this big one from Viking. So I do actually think it needs to be this one. It's the only one that really fits the theme. Maybe there like that. Actually, that's pretty good. I think we'll have it turned around that way though. Can we change the colour of it? We can't. So we either change the brick to match that stone, or we cover that stone up with some brick. Either we could do. I don't know which one we do it with, but I think for now we'll just leave it and have a little think, because I'm not super convinced on the tan of the building, so we might end up just changing it out anyway. Take these down, grow in the middle a little. And that terrain change. Yeah. That looks good. Moving by magic, or, by a motor in the thing, but yeah, we definitely want that there. Okay, and then tree-wise, I definitely think we have one of these here and here, but smaller, and here but bigger. Start breaking that up, that's good. And then, so let's turn off align to surface for a second, because these are going to come here. Just want to sort of place it in, you know, like give it a little bit of grounding in the space. I think it really helps to get that sort of stuff in locked in. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then obviously around the back of the water here, we'll get a lot more in. I'm not locked in on this as a lake yet, but just to give us an idea, and also, let's be honest, for the thumbnail, I think we start to do some stuff like that. Yeah, there we go, and then that starts to sit in place now. Looking good. Really, I just want this to be some cattle paint covers, and the rest probably just gets locked in with this kind of stuff. So if we just do that, what happens if we duplicate that? Can we get away with this? I mean, if we can, that'd be pretty sweet. Let's have a look. Kind of using the lines on the Planet Coaster cover there, on the Planet Coaster edging, to make this work. Actually, that's pretty good. Oops. As it comes to there, and up to there. Okay. Ooh. Either way is a little off luck. One way or the other way. Oh, there we go. Oh, God, I had it. There. Oh, man, every time I let go, it just falls off. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. So, let's shuffle that up to where it needs to be, which is there. Oh man, I never ever wanted to do it. Never ever ever. At least it's not the angle that we have to mess with, it's just the height. There we go. Okay, so we'll lock that in. Fill in these gaps we've now made. So, I think we have to do something with the railing here. I'm not sure what, though. We probably have to just get rid of it and put a fake rail there. Let's try that. So path. We will copy this, but turn off the railing. Okay. We should. It's a little tricky. Yeah, I just want it to be that size. It's going to be really tricky to do. Sorry about that. Somebody had the audacity to walk into the house. I can't figure this out. If I turn it off here, it turns on here. Like if you've got to just come straight round like that, it's a problem. So I think we're going to have to fake it till we make it, and fake this fence down to here, and then we'll put a rail attached to the wall. I think that'll actually look quite good. Here then we need to select that. This is probably better starting fresh with it, so it's definitely flat on the flat path. So something like that, and then we can bring that up to meet it, like that. And like, oops. We'll get there. Well, never want to do it. Can you tell it's really starting to frustrate me, that as a feature? There we go. That's good. And then, yeah, a little bit more trim around here. We'll probably do that on our next live stream or something. That's perfect live stream fodder. But look at that. There we go. Yosemite Mining Company Gold Rush has a station. Next episode, we'll sort of box this off and maybe start working on the main street for it here. A few buildings here with some food options. And then we'll open the thing up for the customers. We'll get some money earned from it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Till the next one, be good.